Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible stories of faith and courage in the entire Bible. The story of Gideon from the book of Judges, chapters 7 and 8. If you've ever felt small, insignificant, or totally outnumbered by the challenges in your life, this story is for you. So picture this: Israel is under the oppressive rule of the Midianites. They're terrified, hiding in caves, and their resources are being plundered. God calls a man named Gideon, who at first is full of doubt, to lead the charge. Now Gideon gathers a huge army, 32,000 men. He's probably thinking, okay, we might have a shot at this. But then God says something totally unexpected. He tells Gideon, "You have too many men." Imagine Gideon's confusion. Too many? They're already the underdogs. But God wanted to make it crystal clear that this victory would be his, not man's. So first, anyone who was afraid was sent home. Boom, 22,000 men leave. This leads to the famous test at the water. God tells Gideon to watch how the men drink. Most of them get down on their knees to drink. But a small group, just 300 men, cup the water in their hands and lap it like a dog, staying alert. God says, "These are your guys. Send everyone else home." So Gideon's massive army has shrunk from 32,000 to just 300. They are now facing a Midianite army described as being like locusts in number. The odds are impossible. But Gideon, now filled with God's assurance, moves forward. God gives him a brilliant, unconventional battle plan. In the middle of the night, Gideon's 300 men surround the massive Midianite camp. Each man has a trumpet in one hand and a clay jar with a torch inside in the other. On Gideon's signal, they all smash their jars, blow their trumpets, and shout, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" The sudden noise and light from every direction throws the sleeping Midianite camp into absolute chaos. In their confusion, they think they're being attacked by a massive army and actually start fighting each other. The enemy army essentially defeats itself and flees in terror, with Gideon's men in pursuit. It's an astonishing victory, achieved not through military might, but through obedience and faith in God's strange plan. But the story doesn't end there. Chapter 8 shows us the aftermath. As Gideon and his tired men pursue the remaining Midianite kings, they ask for food from two Israelite towns, Succoth and Penuel, but are refused and mocked. After finally capturing the kings, Gideon returns and deals harshly with those towns for their lack of faith and support. This part of the story is a raw reminder of the complexities of leadership and the human tendency toward retribution. Then, the Israelites, overjoyed by the victory, try to make Gideon their king. "Rule over us," they say, "you and your son and your grandson." This was a pivotal moment. Israel was meant to be a theocracy, with God as their true king. And Gideon, in his finest moment, says, "I will not rule over you, nor will my son rule over you. The Lord will rule over you." He correctly points them back to God. However, the story takes a sad turn. Gideon then asks for the gold earrings from the plunder. He collects a huge amount of gold and makes an ephod, which is a priestly garment. He places it in his hometown, and the Bible says that all Israel prostituted themselves by worshiping it there, and it became a snare to Gideon and his family. After all that God had done, the people and even Gideon fall back into a form of idolatry, creating a physical object that distracts them from the invisible God who saved them. The story of Gideon is a powerful mix of incredible faith and human frailty. It shows us that God can use anyone, no matter how small they feel, to do extraordinary things. It teaches us that His power is made perfect in our weakness. But it also warns us about the subtle dangers of pride and how easily we can forget God in our moments of victory. It is a challenge to all of us to not only start strong in our faith, but to finish well, keeping God at the center until the very end. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this story encouraged you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next one. See you next time.